Imagine water suddenly spraying from a pipe in your basement or bursting through a wall in your kitchen. You have seconds to act, not minutes. Do you know where to run? After 3 decades of working on homes just like yours, I can tell you that 90% of homeowners have no idea where the one valve that controls all the water in their house is located. Today, I am walking you through 10 critical valves hidden throughout your home that could save you from thousands in water damage. And stick around for number 8, plus a bonus tip at the end that could save your home this winter. The first and most important valve every homeowner needs to know is the main water shutoff valve. This is a single valve that controls every drop of water flowing into your entire house. When a pipe bursts, when a fitting fails, when water is pouring out of anywhere and you need it to stop immediately, this is where you run. Now, here is the problem. Most people have never seen it, never touched it, and have absolutely no idea where it is. In most homes, you will find it in one of a few common places. If you have a basement, look along the front wall of the house, usually on the side that faces the street. It is typically at about chest height, connected to a pipe that comes through the foundation wall. If you have a crawl space, it may be just inside the crawl space entrance or in a utility closet on the ground floor. In warmer climates like Florida, Arizona, or Texas, it might be outside near the water meter or on an exterior wall close to where the water line enters the home. The valve itself usually looks like either a round wheel handle, which is called a gate valve, or a flat lever handle, which is a ball valve. If you have a gate valve, you turn it clockwise to close it. If you have a ball valve, you turn the lever a quarter turn so it sits perpendicular to the pipe. Here is my strong recommendation. Go find yours today, right after this video. And once you find it, turn it off and back on to make sure it actually works. Gate valves especially can seize up after years of not being used. If yours is stuck, do not force it. That is a sign it needs to be replaced. And that is a job worth getting done before you actually need it in an emergency. The second valve that too many homeowners overlook is the water heater shutoff valve. Your water heater is one of the largest appliances in your home that holds water constantly, usually 40 to 50 gallons sitting right there in your basement or utility closet. When a water heater fails, and eventually every single one does, it can dump all of that water onto your floor in a matter of minutes. The shutoff valve is located on the cold water supply pipe that feeds into the top of the tank. You will see 2 pipes connected to the top of your water heater. The cold line is typically on the right side, and that is where your shutoff valve should be. It might be a ball valve with a lever handle or a gate valve with a round wheel. Close it, and you cut off all water flowing into the tank. This is the valve you need to use if you ever notice water pooling around the base of your heater, hear unusual popping or rumbling sounds, or see rust forming on the tank. Shutting off this valve immediately can be the difference between a minor cleanup and a destroyed basement. If your water heater does not have a shutoff valve, or if you find a corroded one that will not turn, please get that addressed. It is an inexpensive fix that every water heater absolutely must have. The third valve on our list is one you have probably used before without even thinking about it, the toilet shutoff valve. This little valve sits on the wall or comes up from the floor right behind or beside your toilet. It connects to the flexible supply line that feeds water into the tank. When your toilet starts running nonstop, when the flapper gets stuck, or when water starts spilling over the rim during a clog, this is the valve that saves you. You reach down, you turn it clockwise, and the water stops. Simple as that. But here is what a lot of folks do not realize. These valves can and do fail. They are often the cheapest valves installed in a home. And after 10 or 15 years of sitting in one position, the internal rubber washers dry out and crack. I have seen countless situations where a homeowner reached for this valve during a toilet overflow, and it either would not turn or it turned, but the water kept flowing. Test every single toilet shutoff valve in your house. Turn each one off, flush the toilet, and make sure the tank does not refill. If it still refills, that valve is bad and needs replacing. A new quarter-turn ball valve style toilet shutoff costs just a few dollars at any hardware store and takes about 20 minutes to swap out. By the way, if you are finding this advice helpful, you should know it is just a small sample of what I have put into my new guide, the Ultimate Plumbing Playbook. It is packed with step-by-step instructions for hundreds of repairs that can save you thousands. To grab your copy, you can scan the QR code on the screen right now, or just use the first link in the description below. All right, let us continue. The fourth valve that deserves your attention is actually a pair of valves, the washing machine shutoff valves. Behind your washing machine, or sometimes in a recessed box in the wall, you will find two valves, one for hot and one for cold. These control the water supply feeding into your washer through those rubber or braided steel hoses. Now let me share something that might surprise you. Washing machine hose failures are consistently one of the top 5 causes of water damage claims filed with homeowner insurance companies. A single burst hose can release over 500 gallons of water per hour into your home. That is not a slow drip. That is a flood. And it happens most often when people are not home, at work, on vacation, or even just sleeping. The best habit you can develop is shutting off both of these valves every time you finish doing laundry. I know it sounds excessive, but insurance adjusters will tell you it is the single easiest thing you can do to protect your home from water damage. If your current valves are the old multi-turn gate style, consider upgrading to quarter-turn ball valves. They are faster to operate, more reliable, and far less likely to seize up. Also, take a look at those hoses while you are back there. If they are plain black rubber hoses and you cannot remember when you installed them, replace them with braided stainless steel hoses. They cost about $10 to $15 each and are dramatically more resistant to bursting. The fifth set of valves you need to know about are the under-sink shutoff valves. Open the cabinet doors beneath any sink in your house, kitchen, or bathroom, and look at the back wall. You should see 2 small valves, one on the hot line and one on the cold line, connected to flexible supply tubes that run up to the faucet. These are the valves you will need whenever you replace a faucet, fix a leaky supply line, or deal with any kind of drip under the sink. They are supposed to allow you to isolate just that one sink without shutting off water to the entire house. The problem is that these are often the most neglected valves in any home. People install them when the house is built or during a remodel, and then never touch them again for 20 or 30 years. When you finally need one, it is frozen solid. Mineral deposits build up inside. The rubber degrades, and the handle just will not budge. My advice is the same as with the toilet valves. Test them. Get under each sink. Turn both valves off. Then turn on the faucet and make sure nothing comes out. If they are stuck or they leak when you try to close them, swap them out for modern quarter-turn ball valves. It is a straightforward job with a wrench, a bucket, and maybe 30 minutes of your time. The sixth valve on our list is one you might not even realize you have access to, the water meter valve on the street side. Out near the curb or at the edge of your property, there is a water meter box set into the ground, usually covered by a round or rectangular lid. Inside that box, along with your water meter, there is a shutoff valve that belongs to the water utility. This is a true master valve. If your interior main shutoff valve ever fails, if it is seized, broken, or leaking itself, the street side valve is your backup plan. To operate it, you typically need a meter key, which is a simple T-shaped tool that costs about $10 at any hardware store. You slide it over the valve and turn it a quarter turn. Now, I do want to mention that in some municipalities, homeowners are technically not supposed to operate this valve themselves. It is considered utility property. But in a genuine emergency, when water is flooding your home and your inside valve will not close, you need to know this option exists. Go locate your meter box this week. Make sure you can get the lid off. Some get buried under dirt, mulch, or grass over the years, and the last thing you want is to be digging around in a panic while your house fills with water. The seventh valve that catches homeowners off guard is the refrigerator ice maker valve. If your refrigerator has an ice maker or a water dispenser built into the door, there is a water supply line running to it, and somewhere along that line is a shutoff valve. In many homes, this valve is located behind the refrigerator, where the supply line connects to a small valve on the wall. In some homes, especially older ones, the valve is down in the basement directly below the kitchen, tapped into a nearby cold water pipe. Here is where things get concerning. A lot of these installations use what is called a saddle valve, which is a small clamp-on valve that pierces the pipe with a tiny needle. Saddle valves are notorious for developing slow leaks over time. They corrode, the seal around the needle degrades, and water starts seeping out. Because they are usually hidden behind the fridge or tucked away in the basement ceiling, these leaks can go undetected for weeks or even months, quietly soaking into drywall, subfloor, or insulation. Pull your refrigerator out carefully and check that connection. If you see any green corrosion, dampness, or mineral staining around the valve, that is a warning sign. The best fix is to replace a saddle valve with a proper compression fitting shutoff valve, which gives you a reliable connection and a real shutoff that actually works. The eighth valve that could literally save your home is the outdoor hose bib shutoff valve. Most homes have at least one outdoor faucet, also called a hose bib or silcock, where you connect your garden hose. What many homeowners do not realize is that somewhere inside the house, usually in the basement or crawl space near the wall where that outdoor faucet is mounted, there is a dedicated shutoff valve for that faucet. This valve exists for one critical reason: freeze protection. When winter comes and temperatures drop below freezing, any water left sitting in that outdoor faucet or the pipe leading to it can freeze and expand. When water freezes, it expands with incredible force, enough to split a copper pipe right open. And here is the cruel part. You often will not know the pipe has burst until spring. When you open that outdoor faucet for the first time and water starts pouring inside your wall instead of coming out the spout. The fix is simple, but you have to do it every fall. Find the interior shutoff valve for each outdoor faucet. Close it. Then go outside and open the hose bib to let any trapped water drain out. Leave it open for the winter. This 5-minute task every autumn can prevent one of the most common and most expensive plumbing disasters I have seen in 30 years. The 9th valve in your home is one that most people do not even recognize as a valve, the pressure-reducing valve. This device is typically bell-shaped or cone-shaped, made of brass, and sits on your main water line near where it enters the house, usually close to your main shutoff valve. Its job is to take the high-pressure water coming in from the municipal supply and reduce it to a safe level for your home's plumbing. Municipal water pressure can range from 80 to over 150 pounds per square inch in some areas. Your home's pipes, fittings, faucets, and appliances are designed to handle somewhere between 40 and 80 pounds per square inch. Without this valve working properly, that excessive pressure silently damages everything in your system. Faucets drip, supply lines stress and fail prematurely. Water heater relief valves discharge constantly. Toilets run for no apparent reason. Washing machine hoses bulge and weaken. If you notice any of these symptoms, check your water pressure with an inexpensive gauge that threads onto any hose bib. They cost about $10. If your reading is above 80 pounds per square inch, your pressure-reducing valve may need adjustment or replacement. It is a brass dial on top of the valve that you can turn with a wrench. Clockwise increases pressure, counterclockwise decreases it. If the valve is old and corroded, a plumber can replace it for a reasonable cost, and it will protect every fixture and appliance in your home. The 10th and final valve on our list is one that goes beyond water. The gas water heater gas shutoff valve. If you have a gas-powered water heater, there is a shutoff valve on the gas supply line leading to the unit, typically located within a few feet of the water heater itself, on the gas pipe near the bottom of the tank. It is usually a ball valve with a lever handle or sometimes a small round handle. This valve is critical safety knowledge. If you ever smell gas near your water heater, if the pilot light will not stay lit, if you see scorch marks or signs of improper combustion, or if you're dealing with a water heater leak and want to fully shut the unit down, you need to close this gas valve. Turn the lever so it sits crosswise to the pipe, which means it is closed. I want to be very clear about gas safety. If you ever smell a strong gas odor in your home, do not operate any electrical switches. Do not light any flames. Get everyone out of the house immediately and call your gas company or 911 from outside. The gas shutoff valve at the water heater is for smaller, localized concerns. For a major gas smell, you leave the house first and let the professionals handle it. And now for the bonus tip that professional plumbers swear by. Here is something most homeowners never think to do, but it can save you from a nightmare. Once a year, ideally in the fall before winter hits, do a full valve walkthrough of your entire house. Take about 30 minutes, go to every single valve we talked about today, and turn each one off and then back on. That is it. Just exercise them. Valves that sit in one position for years develop mineral buildup, corrosion, and rubber degradation. The internal parts basically fuse together. By turning them once a year, you keep the internal components moving freely, and you verify that each valve actually works before you need it in a panic. While you are at it, take a piece of masking tape and a marker and label every valve with what it controls. Main, water. Water heater. Upstairs bathroom. Kitchen sink. I promise you, when water is spraying everywhere at 2 in the morning and your heart is pounding, you will not be calmly remembering which valve is which. Labels take the guesswork out entirely. This simple yearly habit is the closest thing to an insurance policy that costs you absolutely nothing. Before you go, I want to make sure you know about my complete guide, the Ultimate Plumbing Playbook. It goes way deeper than we can in a single video, with 85 pages covering everything from clearing any clog to replacing your own water heater. If you want to stop wasting money on simple fixes, this book is for you. Just scan the QR code on the screen or click the link in the description to get your copy. Thanks for watching. And if you have not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you do not miss the next one.